Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daily Code Challenges. I'm so excited to be here today again, and I hope you are also. So this is 2024. Yeah, the third day of 2024, right? So today is day 32 of our Daily Code Challenges, and we have another challenge to work on. I believe it should be an interesting one as well. Okay, all right. So I'm simply going to close day 31 and then make the font here a bit big by zooming in. Okay, let's see what we have for today. All right, it says palindrome. Write a function that returns whether or not a string forms a palindrome, ignoring case and non-alphabetical characters. Note, a palindrome is a sequence of characters that read the same forward and backwards, right? So words like level, it reads the same forward and also reads the same backward. So this is a palindrome. So we simply want to write a function that is going to help us check if a word or a string is a palindrome. So a string, I mean, looking at nurses run here, nurses run is not a word, right? It's two words in a string, right? So looking at it from the left down to the right, it reads the same as from the right going to the left, right? Okay, so this returns true as well because that's what a palindrome is. Now, how can we write a function to help us check this? The first thing we need to do is there's going to be a loop here because we need to iterate from the left to the right and from the right to the left to see if they are the same, right? Also, we need to reverse the strings just like the reverse we did the other day. I think that was day 31. Yes, that was yesterday. So we are going to be using the knowledge we got from reversing a string to solving day 32's challenge. All right, so let's write a function that reverses a string first. Then after that, we compare the reverse string with the original string argument we have here. If they are the same, that means that word is a palindrome or that string is a palindrome. But if they are not, that string or word is simply not a palindrome. All right, so let's begin by writing a function that reverses a string first. So we say function, writing the function keyword, and then we change name here to palindrome. All right, so the param here, let's write string. Okay, having done that, we need to loop from left to right, and we need to loop from right to left rather, from right here to left rather, because yeah, so we are going to be writing the for loop, and we change index to I, change array here to string, and then remove this line of code. All right, so this line of code, this helps us to loop from left to right. But in this case, we want to be able to loop from right to left. Therefore, we are going to reverse this entire string to help us achieve that. So first thing we need to do is to turn this plus plus to minus minus. Then we remove this string dot length, we cut it out and we use it to replace 0. Then put -1 because when the string is the length of the when I is the length of the string -1, that gives us that states that we are starting our count from the right because this means the last character in the string or the last item in any array, right? So that means here in this case that's the last character we have here. So here this becomes I greater or equal to 0. That means that we are going to iterate, we keep on iterating until we get to the point where I is equal to 0 or greater than. So the greater than there is any characters in between H, from E here down to 4, right? Those are characters greater or equal to 0, right? Yeah. So that's that. That's that. Now we need to save every character that we iterate through. we need to save them into a new variable, right? So let's come here and then declare a variable name and assign it to an empty string. Here we are using let because this variable keeps changing because it needs to accept new contents, new characters to be added into it. So let's call this new string. Let new string equals empty string, right? Because we want to add characters starting from the right down to the left into this new string. All right. So how do we do that? We say new string plus equal to string I. So what this means is every string I, that means every character in the string argument starting from the right, that means 4 is being pushed into this empty string. 2 is being pushed into this empty string. That becomes 4, 2. Then 0 is being pushed into this empty string. That's 4 to 0. 2 is being pushed into this empty string. That's 4 to 0, 2 until we get to H here. So that's what this stands for. So let's return the new string, which is this. Let's return it. We say return new string. In fact, this is the same thing as what we did yesterday, right? But it's quite it's quite different because this is a palindrome, but we need to understand how to reverse a string to work with palindromes. Let's run this and see. Okay, let's give it some time. Okay, so this says, let me scroll up a bit. Okay, so for hello 2024, we can see we have 420 to OLLEH. Then for level, we have level. For algorithm, it's reading from right to left. For madam, it's reading from right to left also, but looks like it's the same because it's a palindrome. Then looking at madam with the capital M, we can see that it's actually starting from the right. And then nurses run also same thing. Now let's check which of these is a palindrome. Let me simply just bring this a little bit lower. So to confirm this, what we do is we say return string equals new string. So that means that string here is a parameter that represents every argument here. So we are trying to check if this string here is equal to this string here. Then also we want to confirm if this string here is equal to this string here, right? So we simply just say return string equals new string. Then we save this and then we run again. Okay, so let me run this code and see if we are going to be having a true or a false for each of the arguments. All right, so I run this code. Here we have false, true, false, false. Let's check if that's correct. Here we have false, yes, false. Level we have true, yes, because level is a palindrome. Then for algorithm, we have false, yes. For madam, we have true. For madam with capital M, the one that starts with capital M, we are having a false here. Okay, that's because madam here is starting with an uppercase M, right? So JavaScript is a case sensitive language. It sees lowercase m as a different character from uppercase m, right? So this uppercase m is different from this lowercase m, right? That's why we have a false here. And that's the same reason why we also have a false here. So we are going to work on this to make sure that we make these cases insensitive, right? So anywhere we even see n, it sees it as small n. Or anywhere we see an uppercase of the same character, it sees it as the same thing. So how can we do that? How can we achieve that? Let's just come here. So what we need to do is we can just come to this point and then convert this string. Okay, let's not use that part. Okay, let's just come here and then change this part to lowercase, right? So every character, or every character that it's iterates through is automatically converted into a lowercase before it gets added to the string. So in fact, there's many ways we can do this, right? But let's see how we can do this here. We can even just come here also and then do it here. We can do that here, right? So, but let's work on that from the entry point. From the entry point. So the entry point is this point. So let's simply say string I dot to lower case. Let's see if this works. Let's save and let's run again. Okay, so we are still having false, false here. Okay, so how can we handle this? What can be done? Let's look at this critically. Um, how can we solve this? At what point should we? Okay, so let's remove this here. Let's simply add it here. Or in fact, we can actually add it in both cases, right? That should be better. Let's add it in both cases so that everything works out very, very well. So we are trying to convert each of the characters in the string argument to lowercase. That means we're also going to convert the new string or the string argument also to lowercase. Okay, so let's come here and say string dot to lowercase equals new string dot to lowercase. So let's save this again. Let's see. Hope this works now. Okay, so here we have false, true, false. We have false, true, false. We have true, true, true. Here we have false. Okay, so why are we not having true here? Okay, I think it's because of this empty space. I think this example might not work out very well fine because of this empty space. Let's just close this space and see if we are going to have a true or a false. Let's save this and then let's run. You can see, so here we have a true, right? Because that space here does not exist when the string is reversed. So that's why we're having false. So here we have false, true, false, true, true, true. All right, so this works actually. So there are so many other ways we can make this work, right? So it depends on how you want to solve yours. You solve yours based on how you understand it. So this is the way I've been able to solve this, and I hope it's clear to everybody, and I hope we gain one or two things, right? Because I gained as well while trying to understand this. So thank you very much for joining on this call. Thanks for having me, and at this point I say thank you very much and bye.